It's like she knew it was coming.
It's a song about greed. It's a song about how somebody could be your best friend and then they could go and become your worst enemy who knows how to hurt you because they were once your most trusted person.
Taylor Swift was officially brought into the fold.
The reality is, clearly Taylor's team is fed up and they're doing everything they can to distract from it.
Taylor was obviously upset when she found out she was called one of Blake's dragons.
She still has not come out and denied any of these things.
This is how we circle right on back to Taylor Swift with everything that is happening.
Taylor Swift didn't name names, but she didn't have to. One cryptic lyric, one social media like, one carefully placed insider leak, and suddenly, everyone in Hollywood knew exactly who she was talking about.
Justin's lawsuit does include multiple exchanges, multiple references to Taylor Swift's involvement in the film.
Blake Lively, once the beloved best friend, the insider confidant, the one who was supposedly different from the others. But now, she's the one everyone's whispering about, and not in a good way.
It's like she knew it was coming.
It's kind of a song about karma.
Yeah.
It's a song about greed. It's a song about how somebody could be your best friend and your companion and your most trusted person in your life, and then they could go and become your worst enemy who knows how to hurt you because they were once your most trusted person.
It started with a whisper, an unconfirmed leak allegedly from Taylor's camp. Something about betrayal, about trust, about blackmail. And within hours, Swifties were connecting the dots. The timeline matched, the references matched, and the silence from Blake, louder than anything. No denial, no defense. Just a sudden, suspicious disappearance from Taylor's orbit.
The lawyers had contacted each other and said, we really want you to put out a statement of support as to why Blake was not with you at the Super Bowl. And Taylor was like, wait, what?
According to insiders, Taylor had been holding on to this information for months, letting it simmer, letting the betrayal sit, and now she's done protecting people who don't deserve her silence. The leak, whether through lyrics, inner circle whispers, or strategic press placement, wasn't a mistake, it was a message. And fans got it loud and clear. Blake Lively did something unforgivable. Within days, fan accounts noticed that Blake had vanished from Taylor's recent social media activity. No interactions, no tags, not even a birthday shout-out. The same woman who once made cookies with Taylor for 4th of July, completely erased.
Allegedly, a couple of times where there were confrontations about things going on in the film, things that Ryan Reynolds was unhappy about, Justin Baldoni would go over to their apartment, and who was there? None other than Taylor Swift.
And what's worse, this might only be the beginning, because if the leak is just part 1, fans are now bracing for part 2. A full exposure, a lyrical eulogy, or worse, being written out of Taylor's inner circle forever. Whatever Blake did, Taylor clearly wants the world to know. And if Swifties are right, this leak wasn't just personal. It was punishment, and it might just be enough to ruin Blake's reputation for good. The friendship didn't explode, it evaporated. Slowly, quietly, almost too carefully. But anyone paying attention could see the signs. One day, Blake Lively was part of Taylor Swift's curated inner circle. The next, she was gone. No more brunches, no more backstage selfies, no matching Met Gala jokes, and perhaps most glaringly, no social media crumbs to suggest they were still close at all.
Yeah, and of course, because they're friends, they have all these texts back and forth. And it was said that there was some allusion to, well, if you do not do this, we might have to let some text leak. And I think Taylor was like, oh, what? That's a record scratch on any friendship.
For someone like Taylor, who's known for peppering her feeds with friendship Easter eggs and celebratory captions, the absence of Blake Lively has become loud, especially when, not long ago, she was front and center in Taylor's personal and professional life, and the timeline, suspiciously perfect. Shortly after the rumored leak, Swifties noticed something off. A post that would have normally tagged Blake didn't. A moment Taylor would have surely shared was untouched. And as the podcast chatter and Blackmail rumors began to surface, Blake didn't show up for Taylor, digitally or otherwise. Insiders now believe this digital disappearance wasn't just a coincidence. It was a purge. A quiet one, sure, but a deliberate one. Taylor doesn't just unfollow friends without cause. She doesn't pull away unless someone's broken a very specific kind of trust. And given how strategic she is about who appears in her orbit, Blake's absence wasn't just telling, it was calculated. And the optics? Brutal. Blake Lively, long seen as the chill, stylish sidekick to Taylor's superstar glow, now looks like she's been excommunicated.
To everyone, it seems like this is actually true, although we can't say that. We have to say it's alleged, but still, I think if this wasn't the case, Taylor Swift would come out and and comment on it, for sure.
Not with a call out, not with drama, but with silence. The kind that fans interpret as final. And that's the scariest part for Blake. Because when Taylor Swift stops posting about you, stops tagging you, stops showing up for you, she's not just leaving you behind, she's erasing you. If Blake Lively was hoping to keep things quiet, Gigi Hadid just made that a whole lot harder. Once the trio was inseparable, blonde, beautiful, bonded in brunches and girl boss vibes. But now, Gigi's subtle public distancing from Blake has sparked even more speculation that something serious went down behind the scenes. Sources close to the model say she's been careful about her affiliations lately, and that includes keeping her interactions with Blake to a minimum. And in Hollywood, where silence is currency and optics are everything, Gigi's quiet shift speaks volumes. She's still publicly aligned with Taylor, still showing up, still being tagged, still sharing sweet interactions. But with Blake, crickets. Even fan accounts are catching on. People noticed that Blake didn't show up for Taylor's birthday bash, but Gigi did.
Whether Taylor likes it or not, her fingerprints are on this. She is involved in this case.
There was no sign of Blake in Taylor's Eras tour circle, while Gigi made backstage appearances with the rest of the inner squad. And on Instagram, no recent likes, no mentions, no shared posts. The kind of digital disengagement that, in the world of celebrity friendships, means only one thing: something changed. What makes this even more interesting is that Gigi has every reason to play neutral. She's friendly with everyone, keeps drama low, and usually avoids being dragged into conflicts. But even she's allegedly backing away from Blake. And when someone like Gigi, who once publicly celebrated Blake's birthday and called her one of the real ones, suddenly stops posting, that's not just coincidence, it's a choice. The question now is, what does Gigi know that the rest of the world doesn't? Was she caught in the middle of the fallout? Did she see something that made her pick a side? Whatever the case, one thing is clear: she picked Taylor. And Blake's isolation is starting to look less like a personal decision and more like a full-blown freeze-out. Let's talk about the rumor that shook Swiftie Nation. Did Blake Lively try to blackmail Taylor Swift? It sounds dramatic, because it is. But that's exactly what insiders are now whispering, and the implications could be devastating. According to a report originally published by Variety, Blake was allegedly involved in a situation described by one source as leveraging personal information tied to Taylor, Justin Baldoni, and a behind-the-scenes project that may have gone sideways. The term blackmail was never officially used, but the phrasing, damning. The story centers around an alleged clash involving the upcoming film It Ends With Us, starring Blake and Justin. Sources claim that during filming, tensions flared over private texts, overlapping friendships, and what Blake may or may not have said about Taylor's involvement, or lack thereof. The speculation? That Blake was in possession of sensitive information, and she may have used it as leverage to protect herself or reposition her image during the project's final stages.
These sources coming out to the tabloids saying that Blake and Taylor are no more.
It's murky, it's unconfirmed, but it's explosive, especially now that Taylor has allegedly leaked a warning shot through veiled lyrics and insider tips. If the rumors are even partially true, it would explain the sudden collapse of the friendship. Because for someone like Taylor, who's built an empire on loyalty, trust, and image control, the idea that a close friend may have used private intel against her, unforgivable. And the Justin Baldoni factor only adds fuel to the fire. He's been seen with Taylor, he's worked with Blake. Some say he tried to stay neutral, others claim he got caught in the middle. Either way, if Blake played her cards wrong, she may have burned the very bridge that gave her access to Taylor's golden circle. This isn't just gossip anymore. It's starting to look like a calculated betrayal. And if Taylor leaked the truth, Blake's reputation may never recover. When Taylor Swift draws a line, she means it. And according to insiders, that's exactly what happened behind the scenes after the Blake Lively rumors started swirling. One well-placed source claims that Taylor delivered a clear message to her inner circle. You're either with me, or you're out. And in a world where loyalty means everything, Blake reportedly failed the test. This wasn't the first time Taylor's drawn hard boundaries. She's known for protecting her space. And once you cross a line with her, getting back in is nearly impossible. Think Katy Perry, think Karlie Kloss. And now, all signs suggest that Blake Lively may be the next name on that list. Insiders say that as tensions between Taylor and Blake escalated, Taylor began having quiet conversations with her closest friends. Not dramatic, not messy, but direct. There were whispers that she asked people not to bring Blake around anymore, one source revealed. Not because she wanted drama, but because she felt blindsided, betrayed. The result? A total social realignment. Squad photos without Blake. Dinners, events, and nights out that once included her, now noticeably don't.
There are sources that have come out to say that Taylor feels betrayed, that Blake Lively pulled her into this, that it's ruining her reputation. All of that is swirling.
People like Gigi Hadid, Zoe Kravitz, and even Selena Gomez have been sticking close to Taylor and not engaging with Blake at all. And if you think that's petty, think again. For Taylor, this isn't about revenge, it's about protection. When someone leaks, gossips, or manipulates from within, that's not just disloyalty, that's a threat. And Taylor doesn't just remove threats, she exposes them. If Blake truly crossed the line, if she weaponized private info or played both sides, then this isn't a fight, it's a shutout. And when Taylor's done with you, she doesn't scream, she erases. The whispers didn't start on the red carpet. They started on set, behind the camera, during what should have been a straightforward, buzzworthy production of It Ends With Us, the film adaptation that brought Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni together on screen. But according to insiders, this set wasn't just tense, it was a battleground. And somewhere in the middle of it all, Taylor Swift. Sources say that while Taylor wasn't officially attached to the project, she had personal stakes in it, whether through private support of Justin Baldoni, creative consulting behind the scenes, or even early discussions about music placement. So when drama started swirling during filming, and Blake allegedly found herself at odds with key crew and creative figures, the tension reportedly reached Taylor's ears. One theory now gaining traction among Swifties, that Blake used her proximity to Taylor and her access to private information to insulate herself during conflicts on set. Not overt blackmail, but something more insidious. Strategic name-dropping, selective leaks, and veiled threats about who might not like how this is being handled. And it gets messier. Justin Baldoni, a longtime supporter of strong female-led projects, is rumored to have been put in an awkward position. His past appearances with Taylor didn't go unnoticed, and fans suspect that the Blake fallout may have pushed him toward choosing sides. His recent public support of female creatives who lead with kindness was read by many as a subtle dig.
When you hear her talking about it, it is like she is describing what has happened between her and Blake Lively.
Whether or not Taylor was involved directly, the perception is clear. Her name became part of a private conflict, and Blake allegedly twisted that connection for leverage. If true, it's no wonder Taylor pulled away. The moment someone uses her name as a shield, or worse, a weapon, she shuts it down, quietly, completely, and without a trace of forgiveness. If there's one thing Taylor Swift never does by accident, it's songwriting. And according to Swiftie detectives, the Blake Lively fallout didn't just stay behind closed doors. It may have already made its way into Taylor's unreleased lyrics, or worse, into the vault. Fans are now dissecting Taylor's recent performances, rewatching old interviews and combing through rumors about her next album for clues, and the theories are spiraling. The consensus? Taylor's already written the revenge track. And if the clues are to be believed, it's aimed squarely at Blake. In one unreleased track previewed during a private listening session, there's a line about golden girls gone gray, and another about a smile that hides a sharpened tongue. Fans instantly connected it to Blake's polished persona, her red carpet glow, her sharp wit, her tendency to play both sweet and savage. Another theory suggests that Taylor's sudden shift toward more melancholic, piano-driven songs could be masking deeper, more personal betrayals. And it wouldn't be the first time Taylor turned a friendship into a lyrical reckoning. She did it with Katy Perry, with Karlie Kloss, and if Blake really did cross her, it's almost guaranteed she'll show up. Maybe not by name, but unmistakably in a future verse. Even Taylor's onstage demeanor has changed, according to some fans. A subtle look during the bridge of My Tears Ricochet, a knowing smirk during The Archer. Entire TikTok threads are dedicated to body language breakdowns, all trying to answer the same question. Did Blake inspire a heartbreak anthem? Because here's the thing, when Taylor Swift doesn't call you out directly, that's when you should be worried. It means she's saving it, writing it, turning it into a moment that will last far longer than a headline. And if Blake's betrayal is on tape, even metaphorically, then this friendship isn't just over. It's immortalized, in melody and in revenge.
Justin feels like he was kind of ambushed by Taylor Swift and Blake and Ryan at their apartment, and they pressured him, allegedly with Taylor Swift's help, into him giving into Blake's demands.
For years, Blake Lively wore the crown of Hollywood's effortlessly cool girl. Witty, charming, glam without trying too hard, the woman who seemed to float between A-list friendships, red carpet perfection, and mom of the year energy with zero missteps. But now that the Taylor Swift fallout has exposed a fracture in that image, fans are seeing her differently, and the shift has been brutal. What once read as confidence now looks like calculation. That picture-perfect smile? Some say it masks manipulation. Old interviews once praised for clever comebacks are now being rewatched with side-eye. "She's always been too good at saying the right thing," one fan tweeted. "Now I'm wondering what she wasn't saying." The reappraisal isn't just coming from Swifties, it's coming from within Blake's own fandom. Reddit threads and TikTok breakdowns have started picking apart her image. The perfectly timed Vogue spreads, the too cute Instagram captions about her marriage, even her carefully maintained friendship dynamics. Was it all performance? And in light of the Blackmail rumors and Taylor's apparent silence, the narrative has started to shift. One viral post read, "Blake always seemed like the cool, neutral girl in the group. But maybe that neutrality was just self-preservation. Maybe she was playing everyone. It's not about being canceled. Blake's not going anywhere tomorrow." But reputation damage doesn't always come from scandal. It comes from erosion. And right now, her shiny persona is starting to rust. Because in Hollywood, when your likability becomes suspect, and your former best friend just dropped you like a glass slipper, the public stops laughing at your jokes and starts asking, "What were you hiding all along?" This wasn't supposed to be Blake's story, but Taylor Swift may have just rewritten it for good. As Blake Lively's image starts to crack, one question keeps surfacing. Who's still standing beside her? The answer? So far, almost no one. For someone once celebrated as the glue of the girl squad, effortlessly social, universally adored, the silence from Blake's own corner is deafening. No public support, no celebrity defenders stepping forward, no leave Blake alone Instagram stories. Just silence. And that silence is getting louder. It's especially striking when you consider how quick A-listers usually are to back each other when the press turns. A heart emoji, a friendly tweet, even a reposted meme can be enough to signal allegiance. But in this case, nothing. Even former close collaborators, directors, co-stars, event partners have remained neutral, or worse, strategically disengaged.
Taylor Swift, I'm sorry, all you are is a liar because you certainly were involved in the production of this film, and I'm very happy to say that modesty is officially back in style. Now,
and let's not forget the most glaring absence of all, Ryan Reynolds. While some chalk it up to his usual media restraint, others are beginning to wonder, is he steering clear for a reason? With his own image carefully built on relatability and precision humor, does even he know this PR storm is too messy to touch? Compare that to Taylor's side, where quiet signals of support keep popping up. Gigi Hadid, Zoe Kravitz, even longtime insiders like Abigail Anderson have subtly shown they're still on Team Taylor. And in Hollywood, where allegiance is often more powerful than evidence, that kind of alignment means everything. Blake may not be alone behind the scenes, but in the public eye, she looks increasingly isolated. And when a friendship rupture leaves one side surrounded and the other in silence, the court of public opinion usually makes up its mind fast. Because when no one's speaking for you, people start assuming they know why. So, can Blake Lively survive this? She's weathered gossip before. She's played Hollywood's image game to near perfection for over a decade. But this is different. This isn't a tabloid rumor or a petty feud. This is Taylor Swift allegedly leaking the kind of betrayal that doesn't just end a friendship. It defines it. And in the world of celebrity, when Taylor turns the spotlight on you, not with a tweet, but with silence, the damage hits deeper. Because this time, the damage isn't loud. It's slow, creeping, reputational rot. It's Gigi stepping back, Beyoncé staying silent, Ryan saying nothing. It's the look on Taylor's face during a cryptic lyric, the subtle unfollow, the red carpet where you're suddenly not invited. This is exile, Swift style. And for Blake, there's no clear way back. If the Blackmail rumors are true or even just believable, the trust is shattered. If she tried to play the Hollywood game a little too hard, a little too close to Taylor's world and lost, the punishment is already underway. And if Taylor's inner circle has fully closed ranks, Blake's not just out of the squad, she's out of the narrative. But maybe the scariest part for Blake isn't the loss of one friendship, it's the ripple effect. Because if Swifties now see her as a manipulator, a leaker, a calculated player behind the curtain, then every role, every press tour, every perfectly quippy interview becomes suspect. Taylor didn't have to say Blake's name. She didn't have to drop a diss track. She just let the truth slip. One line, one leak, and the rest? The internet did the dirty work for her. So what do you think? Was this just a friendship gone bad? Or did Blake Lively actually cross a line so deep that even Taylor Swift couldn't forgive her? Drop your take in the comments, hit like and subscribe, and don't go far because the next leak could be even worse. And trust me, you won't believe who's next.